Hello again. Well, today I'm looking at a book, and it's one that I bought some years ago. Can't even remember how I acquired it, but it was one of these books that's on sale, and because it had the name on it, Buddy Holly, that's what caught my attention. Now, when I was very, 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 very young, we lived in this house that only had two electric sockets in, and one was used to connect the plugs rather was used to connect the radio that we had. It was a valve radio from memory, and the first, what I suppose you could call it, pop music as such, that I ever heard was Buddy Holly. And I was born in 1954, so it would be around about 1956, I think, something like that. Anyhow, this book, the A to Z of Buddy Holly. Now, as you can see, original price £8.99, £2.99. I don't know where I got it from, whether I bought it at a charity shop or quite likely anyway, but it caught my eye. It's by Alan Mann, and it came out in 1996. The A to Z Buddy Holly at 1 a.m. on the 3rd of February 1959, with tour coaches breaking down in sub-zero temperatures. Buddy Holly, along with Richie Valens and J.P. Richardson, also known as the Big Bopper, boarded a Beechcraft Bonanza at Mason City Airport to try and make the next date of the Winter Dance Tour party in Minnesota. At 7 minutes past 1 in the morning, the plane crashed, killing all three passengers and pilot. Buddy Holly was 22 and already world famous. Today, he remains one of the great rock and roll legends. Well, very true. There's a quote here from Paul McCartney, a must for die-hard fans. And Mike Reed, you all know from his radio work, proof of Buddy Holly's durability as both songwriter and artist. Mike Reed. Anyhow, it's a different book, because what it does, it takes anyone or any place that was associated with Buddy Holly, and it writes a couple of paragraphs about it, and the various songs, etc., and then bits about Albert Lee. It really is great, because it's one of these books you can pick up and put down and come back later to it, and then you can astound your friends with some of the facts. Now, let's just have a look here. What's it say here? There's a gentleman that I had dealings with over Buddy Holly, probably about 40 years ago, John Beecher, and he assembled a Buddy Holly box set. I think it was about 6 or 7 LPs, so we exchanged various letters at that time over that, and very interesting man. He says, I'll just read a bit here. It's been a long time since 1957, and that'll be the day. Although to some of us it seems like only yesterday, especially if you've had all the mirrors removed from your house in case you catch a glimpse of someone over 50. But the fascination for rock and roll and all things 50s remains strong even for those born long after that decade. In fact, there are probably more rock and roll records and books available now than there ever were. The establishment was telling us all that jungle music would never last. And he goes on various things. I won't read all that through to you, but it really is astounding, this. Associations with different people, and say songs and who covered them later. It's well worth getting. If you see a copy of this in a charity shop or anything, pick it up. Here's the thing, Lance Fortune. Don't know if that name rings any bells with you. It says this minor UK singer was born Chris Morris and achieved fame briefly in 1960 with the Hollyish hit Be Mine, which reached number 4. The record had a pizzicato style backing courtesy of John Prendy, also known as John Barry. And to complete the Holly connection, it was no surprise to learn that the engineer on the session was none other than Joe Meek. How about that then? And it's astounding. You go from one thing to another. I never knew that. How did he find all that out? And there's some photographs as well in here. Various things. There's a picture here with Red Robinson, Canadian DJ, on tour with the biggest show stars, 23rd of October 1957. There he is. Can you see that? Yeah, quite distinctive body, isn't it? Anyway, there you have it. Book of the day, and I hope you've enjoyed seeing this. If you have, please give me a thumbs up, and if you haven't already subscribed, well, now's a good time, isn't it? Because you never know what's coming next in my vast collection. Thanks for taking the time to watch this. It's really appreciated. Bye for now.